Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Calvin Harrell Jr. Most of you know me, certainly. Today, I am going to be doing the full run of hosting as well as the back end producing, or bringing people on stage, making sure the questions that you put into the chat will get answered by the person that's speaking, and that sort of thing. Corey is away today at a family funeral, and so she asked me to jump in and carry the ball the full way. Today, we're going to have a conversation with some of our speakers. These are our volunteer speakers that have committed to providing information to benefit the entire industry. There are specific subject matter that each of them will be speaking towards. However, they are overall people that volunteer to make sure that our industry remains healthy and strong, and so that people that are new coming into the industry have a solid foundation of information on which to build their business on. And we really look forward to seeing not only you, but them as speakers at our upcoming conference. We are only 56 days away from the SPAC 2026. It's almost unimaginable how fast this entire year has passed. It's unimaginable for us because we've been working at getting this conference together, and it is lining up to be even bigger than last year. We know that we've expanded the trade show area. We've added a special SPAC zone for conversations and that sort of thing on the same floor as the trade show area, with tables and chairs and couches, so that people can get off the trade show floor and have conversations that we don't know what it'll lead to, but it certainly will lead to your greater success, because that's what we're about: sharing information, exchanging ideas, creating alliances that help each of us propel our businesses forward. So without further ado, I'm going to pull in some special people that have joined us today, and I'm going to fill the stage with them to introduce, and then we're going to pull it back down to one person that we'll have a conversation with. So let's get it from Lenora with Picture Takers. We've got Suzette Allen. How are you, Miss Suzette Allen, with the SuzetteAllen.com?
Great.
JD Mindset. John Dunn is a coaching consultant. Neil Freed. Wow, Neil has been around quite a while, and he's going to share some information. Robert St. Marie. He simply goes by Robert 36 Pitts. We don't need to call the St. Marie because Robert stands on its own. Bob Kennard. Hey, Bob. Bob specializes in sports photography, and these speakers are coming from all over the country. In fact, outside of the country. And what happens as a benefit is that we get to see an amalgamation of ideas that work in various places to help us. Hey, you know what? If it doesn't work this way, what I'm doing, I might consider doing it the way that so-and-so is doing it. So that's a big, big positive. Greg Light. I don't have Greg. Well, Greg, you're there with Bodmer Price. I can barely read it, but that's because I'm old and my eyes are getting bad. And Jason Murphy, how are you, Jason? Thank you for joining us. Jason is with Lightning Plugins, and then if any of you know about Lightning Plugins, they do a phenomenal cutout. They have a phenomenal Photoshop plugin that's a cutout. At least that's who I think he is, and we'll find out. So, Suzette, let's get started with you today, so that we can start the conversation. Share with us what you're going to be doing at our upcoming conference.
Well, I'm super excited about doing a brand new program on sales. So I've been working at a photography studio doing sales, high school seniors, 15-minute sessions, and we're averaging over $600 from a 15-minute session, and consistently and growing for the past 3 years. So I want to share my formula. Basically, it's partly the photography, partly the price list, partly the presentation method. I actually use ProSelect and show extra products. I help them narrow down, but a lot of it's also mindset. It's how you talk to people and what you expect from them. So I want to talk to the students about how they can have the right mindset to encourage people to buy more and not feel like they're being sold to, but actually being helped. And I have a lot of great tips that have just gotten better and better the last 3 years, and I'm super excited to share it.
That's phenomenal. When you talk about selling more, are they actually buying more products, or are like more sheets, or are they expanding on the product mix that they're buying?
I would say a little bit of both because I'm pushing people into a little bit bigger packages, more poses. In the past 2 years, we've added on more trendy and cool poses that the kids just can't live without, or the parents can't live without. And I'm also doing more products. So you can see on the wall behind me here in the sales room, I do a lot of wall collections with like
Mhm.
4 poses, 5 poses, 3 poses, whatever. And that is an automatic upsell to my packages and super easy to sell if you show it. So I don't ask permission to show it. I just show it to them and they're like, oh, well, that looks good. And they sell themselves.
And you're doing
So,
only 15 minutes a session,
yep,
and
it's
you're
a
getting
45-minute sales session. And
okay.
I'm fast. I have hardly any small talk. And it takes the full 45 minutes
It's amazing
most
how
of the
you
time.
yeah, and it's amazing how a lot of people don't realize the photography end is one piece, but the other side of it actually has far more engagement and results in far greater returns on your time. We can be
Absolutely.
phenomenal photographers, but if we can't sell, whoa, what are we doing here? So
Right.
that's great. Suzette, thank you so much. I'm going to move over to John
Okay.
Joel Dunn. Joel, you got to tell
Joel.
me how to say your name, man.
It's Joel. Yeah.
Joel,
Yeah. It's
thank
just
you so
spelled
much.
funny. Yes.
Good. Joel, you're with JD Mindset. It's a coaching organization, a consulting organization, I presume, by the name. Share with us what you are and what you're going to be doing, because I think this is your first time with us, isn't it?
It is. I'm coming from Melbourne, Australia.
Wow.
Really looking forward to coming over. I've been to the US a few times, but haven't been to Vegas. So looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm a business and mindset coach for photographers. I ran portrait studios and wedding studios for 22 years here, and then moved into consulting and coaching in 2017. And my session is all about mindset strategies to supercharge your business and break free of self-doubt and stress. So when I'm working with clients, the biggest thing that holds us back is ourselves, and because we are the business as the owner. So what I'm going to be doing in the presentation is going through things like habits, how to balance life with business so we're not burning out, blocks and shifts in perspective that we have, and then crafting our goals and direction we want the business to go to get, better cash flow, better results, but a better work-life balance as well.
Phenomenal. And you're coming all the way from Australia and going to be a speaker. That's a beautiful thing. What are you familiar, or is there any difference in the mindsets that people have on an international basis? I know you're working with individuals, but there's cultural things that all of us have based on the region that we're in, let alone the entire country. If you got almost 350 million people compared to Australia, and I'm not sure what the population base is there, but I would think that you have various cultures, certainly. Various cultures there. So is there a difference in how people have to approach this subject?
There's nuances, but we're human everywhere. Everyone's very similar in how we think. There is nuances, like in America, for example, seniors is a big market where it's not anywhere else in the world, for example. Okay. And culturally, photography's more accepted in America than it is in the UK, for example. So it's more accepted to put wall art portraits on your wall than it is in the UK. So there's slight differences, but the process I take clients through is exactly the same, whether in Australia, New Zealand, the UK, America, Canada. It's all the same, because at a core level, we all have the similar wiring and psychology of how we work and how we show up in business. Yeah.
Phenomenal. I'm not sure if we have any questions. We do have some folks that are happy to be here, though. Len Weinstein and Brandon Blessing are both joining us right now. And of course, people will be able to watch this afterwards because we'll be sharing it with them to let them know, so that they know what we're doing. I really appreciate you joining us and making that trek all the way from the other side, or north, south. I'm not sure where you're coming from, but it's a trek no matter what. I know it's about a 15, 18-hour flight or something crazy.
Yeah, I think it's 18 hours. It's a bit longer. We've got a couple of stops in there, so it's about closer to a day.
That is a lot, but you know what? You're up to it, and we really appreciate you joining us for this particular journey and part of your life. We hope that you have success, and that our membership, our attendees certainly will engage with you to learn more about what you're doing. Do you have the date and time of your presentation? And I need to go back and talk to Suzette about that as well. And Jeff,
I'm pretty sure it's on the 23rd at 10:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
10:30 to 11:30 on the 23rd. So there you have it, folks. You'll be able to see somebody that's in the coaching side of the business. I'm going to move over to Bob. Thanks a lot there, Joel. I'm going to move over to Bob Kenward. Bob has been around for quite some time. We lucky to have him join us again. Bob specializes in the sports sector. Bob, what are you going to be sharing with us?
Thanks, Calvin. Yeah, I do sports and just sports, and I do composite sports. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about composite groups and how to do that successfully. And even if you're doing it already, I think there's a lot of value, because if you have any issues with your composite groups not looking realistic, I'm going to try to help you learn the tips and tricks that it takes to make them realistic. So my goal is to make sure that everybody can put their composites together and that it looks as realistic as possible, and nobody's height is wrong or anything like that. So it's for people who don't know how to do it and want to learn, and also for people who are already doing it but think they might need a little help, or think maybe they know everything but maybe they don't. So I invite everybody to stop in. We have a lot of fun no matter what.
Hey, Bob, dare I ask, your software that you're using is for composite building?
So I do a mix. I do NextGen. I outsource to NextGen, but I also use PixSnub. I've been using a few different extraction methods for the jobs that aren't going to NextGen, and we'll talk about that. Some of the things I see as far as my extraction that I've done, and what works best for like basketball nets when they hold the hoop with the net on it, things like that. But there's lots of choices out there, lots of ways to do it, lots of ways to skin the cat. But in the end, it's the basic setup that ensures that your composite groups look realistic, making sure that everybody is the right height and that the lighting is correct on everybody. And I'll have an example of a team panoramic that I did, and one of the players was shot a year later, and I challenge everybody to find that player in that group that was shot at a year different from all the other players. And we'll have fun with that.
Wonderful, Bob. I couldn't have written this script any better, because you just shared that there's many ways to skin a cat. And that's Absolutely. One of the things that folks will find out by joining us at SPAC. And that is that, wow, there's all these, we have specific goals and objectives. However, there's multiple ways of reaching that. And while I might not be in a position to buy that software over there, there's other solutions that may be certainly affordable, or whatever the challenge might be. Somebody else in the room has faced whatever challenge you're having in your business, and we'll have an answer, or we'll be able to let you know that that's an incident. It's not forever. It will go away. Just like the sun rises and sets, these challenges will rise and set, and you'll be moving forward. I'm going to move over to Robert. Bob, you're a Robert too, but I'm going to Mr. Robert St. Marie. Bob, thank you so much for joining us. Hey,
thanks.
Robert, how are you today, sir?
I am well. I'm very well. So yes,
I don't know, and I want to just jump in. And Robert, how long have you been coming to the SPAC conference and presenting?
Well, I remember the first time. The first time was I think it was in San Diego a long time ago. It's probably
20
years ago, I would say.
Yeah. And you keep returning and you keep volunteering, and we truly value that.
Never skipped a year.
Absolutely. That's phenomenal. All right, now to the business at hand.
Yeah, so I guess most of you know 36 Picks for some of our software solutions that we have out there, but we're also a studio here in Canada. We shoot from pre-K all the way to university. We do a little bit of sport, but mostly in school. We shoot approximately 650,000 kids a year, and we have about 125 photographers. And like most of you, the greatest challenge we have is really photography. At the end of the day, You know, there's a lot of solutions out there to solve a lot of problems, but photography remains the biggest challenge. One of the challenges that we have in the industry is, especially when you have a lot of photographer, our turnover from year to year is anywhere between 40 and 60%. So that means that we have to rehire 40 to 60% photographers every year. And what I'm going to share during my session is basically the whole process, how we hire, how we train, how we follow up. The most fun part, though, is going to be all the statistical data of what we've discovered, the relationship with certain problems with images, and how does that affect our sales. I'm going to have our director of photography also presenting like really interesting information during that session. So it's all about how do we manage 100 plus photographer, and how do we keep the train on the rails, mostly. So that's going to be, I think it's going to be interesting. There'll be a lot of information for everybody in there, and really looking forward to it. That's going to be on the Saturday morning at 10:15. So really looking forward to share the ins and out of our photography department. Oh, you're muted, Calvin.
That's not the place that I'm supposed to be. Saturday morning, 10:15. Saturday morning, 10:15. Robert St. Marie and 36 Peaks team will be exploring staffing challenges and what they've learned and how to staff at a rate of a 60% turn or burn rate, shall we call it, every year over year, which is disaster. Some people would be like, oh, no, that's crazy. Well, that's pretty much a standard for the industry. I'm not sure what
it is,
but it's pretty much a standard. Yeah, we go through a lot of personnel through our own processes to eliminate them when they're not measuring up. But not only that, they self-eliminate when they know they're not measuring up.
Yeah,
So,
and we'll talk also a little bit about gear, also what gear we use, and where we see the trends going.
Outstanding. We really appreciate you as usual, Robert. Thank you so much. Lenore, are you ready to go? Because I'm ready for you, dear. How are you?
I'm good. Can we get Jason Murphy on with me? Can you put Jason in with me?
Where's Jason? Yeah, I can do that if I figure out how to do everything that I'm doing. We're good. All right, there.
Jason and I are talking on Thursday morning. We're going to kick off SPAC this year, and we're doing it 9:15. I am the crazy woman that brought all the samples last year and kind of had all the goodies that we sell. And this is all because Jason gave me this wonderful program that I've just gone loony with. And so we're going to be talking about how to make extra money. Our banners go from just buying the banner to $400 to $450 a sale just on a senior banner. And so we have products like you would not believe, and people are picking up and buying more. And Science 365 is our main sponsor. So they're going to be there too this year. So
yes, they will. Hey, I saw that bucket basket, that rolling dolly that you carried through the conference floor last year, and was amazed that you took the time and the energy actually to bring it to a photo conference. You're not selling anything.
Nope,
you're simply saying, hey, this is what you can do. And the tools, that one of the tools you have is with Jason with Lightning plugins. This is what you can do if you have the imagination to do it. And you've been able to produce those items and share them with us. And I thought it was a beautiful expression of loyalty and love for the industry and the people that you're surrounded with.
Well, we're old school, and we grew up with, all the big old photographers that used to bring the big prints and hang them on the wall when you went to a conference. And, a lot of times we're very, very tactile people. So you have to see it to remember it, to touch it, and so we're going to have it. This is just one of my new little things. This is my new wobbler. And so these are brand new that we're going to have at the show. But I have a lot of goodies that are brand new coming in. We're going to,
and it's really interesting how you framed it as we're old school. Old school has to meet new school. That's a reality. Old school is necessary to understand what were the successes and what were the failures, and to meld those successes into what we're doing. Right now, we can see across the industry challenges related to the online AI editing of watermarks, removal of watermarks.
Right.
Well, the old school never had to question that, you
Right.
know, because it was prepay. You didn't see it before you got it, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
I'm not going to get into a debate about package sales and all of that kind of stuff that people want to have, but old school has to marry new school and understand what the value of the old school's processes were, because they present value even in today's marketplace.
And with us too, the parents are pre-ordering everything. So when they come into our studio to pick up the actual products that they've ordered, they're seeing everything else we have on display. So we're actually promoting our studio again too, and we do a lot of right away, you know, cash and carry sales too, because we already have them made up. So you know, I want to help the photographers getting the lightning plugins, getting them to learn it so that they can make more money from just even one banner, you know, big heads and bobbleheads and I mean, yard signs that are cut out. It's just so much to do.
So Lenore, you gave a little hint of information there, and I just want to make sure that I heard it correctly. You're indicating that you're actually speculatively producing certain products for clients so that when at the point of delivery, whether that be in-house or if you went into the field to deliver, at the point of delivery, parents see that product and there's an impulse purchase process that takes place. And they say, you know what, you already got my credit card for the first $60. Here, take the other 60 or 100 or whatever, because I got to get that over there and my kid wants that over there. I love it. I mean, there's always the risk, the speculative risk. But at the end of the day, if it comes out on the plus side, it's all good.
Can I share something for you really quick?
Please.
It's just, this is what I'm offering right now for our hockey teams. I'm going to share the screen. Hopefully it tells me what I can do here.
Let me see what I can get you to. Can I allow you to share the screen? I got to figure that out. Okay.
Okay. I got to figure. All right. Here it is. I found it. All right. Can you see it?
Hold on. I'm looking. I got to look in the.
Jason, can you see it? No?
I do see it.
Okay. This is our hockey collection.
Okay.
Right now. And you can see all our shirts, all our product line, our ice cubes, ice blocks, our acrylic action figures, everything.
Now, of this variety, and you can get into the weeds of this during your presentation, but of this, for this group, for people that are online right now, of that variety, how much are you investing on a per head basis? Because it would be.
This is all pre-sales, and like the big heads. And so what happens is, as they're ordering their banner for the schools, for instance, they're ordering their big heads, their baubles, their trading cards, their everything right then and there. And so then when they come in to pick up, they'll see we have the magnets, we have other people's yard signs. They add more on at that point.
Phenomenal.
But you got to talk to Jason. Jason's program, he's got some cool programs too.
Jason, you're going to be speaking with her. So share with us what component of that conversation you're going to be having.
Yeah, I'm basically just there. Lenore roped me in to go into SPAC for the first time last year, and I had a blast. But she is the queen of coming up with all those crazy products. But a lot of people are intimidated with like how to actually make those. You know, a lot of photographers don't know how to do the cut lines or the different things like that. So I, of course, have a plugin that for a few bucks can make it easier. But I'm also just happy to show people how to do it with Illustrator or do it, but just show that you don't have to be scared, that it's not that difficult to make these things that she's producing and be able to spit them out.
No, you do not have to be scared. In fact, we rarely sell a big head. So I jumped in and I had your lightning plug-in, and it was simple enough for somebody like me to use. So that means anybody can use it, certainly.
Yeah, that's my biggest goal, is to try and make it as simple as possible. Some users get frustrated because they want more advanced features, but I'm like, no, I can't make it too complicated for everybody else.
Yeah, I'm his pain in the ass, because I call him and go, can you do this? Can we do this? And he figures it out. So yeah.
Just don't say that you made it simple for Calvin, okay? Jason, thank you. Lenore, thank you. We appreciate both of you joining us and volunteering your time to help educate and broaden the knowledge base of all members of the organization. Thank you so much. I'm going to move over to Scott. Scott Rogers, how you doing, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, Scott, you're going to be speaking on what day? Do you know what day and time?
I am Thursday at 1:45 p.m.
All right, there we go. So you're the first day of the conference, full conference.
I am.
Conference day.
Right after lunch.
And then, okay, good. We can go to sleep. No.
I know that's my challenge is to keep everybody awake through that whole thing.
There you go. It's your job. Okay. Tell us, Scott, what are you going to be sharing with us during the conference?
I'm going to be talking about how to market to high-income demographic schools and how to decide what schools fit that category. Basically, a short history. My company's been around since the 40s. We've been doing schools for 25 years or so. 10 years ago, we were doing twice the volume. We were doing about 350 schools, and everybody in the company was miserable. It was not a fun thing to do. And my partner and I went through every account, all 350, and did a P&L on each one and decided where the break-even point was. And I'm going to share how that process is done, how you can do it, how you can automate some of it, where to set your cutoff points. We actually, at that point, dumped about 40% of our volume, gross volume, and made much more money ever since. Not basically targeting the schools that make money for you. It really needs to be a top to bottom commitment for the company. It's a long-term prospect because the higher income schools, they don't change unless they need to. So you might wait 10 years till you get one, but when you get them, they are amazing. They don't really want a lot of extras. They don't want much of anything, honestly. They just want you to take care of their people. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm talking about. Basically, the company from top to bottom, everything about your company has to market to those people. But if you can do it, it's very lucrative. Lucrative way to do it.
It is, and it's very fair of you to say that it's a long-term prospecting process.
Oh, it is. I've waited 15 years for an account, but boy, when I get it, boom. That's
right. But there's another lesson in that too. If your volume of business supports it, because you have your baseline costs, obviously, your open door costs. If your bottom line supports it, getting rid of schools that you're making no money at is not a bad thing.
Oh, it's not. It was a hard choice to make. I mean, like I said, we actually dumped 40% of our gross volume. That meant I had to change the whole structure of the company by 40% as well. But in the end, it was great for everybody who stayed. And you keep the best people. The cream of the crop stayed, and it's a much more fun business.
This is one of those things that you get into the question about. That oftentimes it's chest thumping. How many schools do I have, kind of thing?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. You could have 300 schools with 100 kids each. That's not a whole lot of business. You're doing a lot of work, but it's not a whole lot of business.
I have to tell you how satisfying it was with one of the big accounts. It was about 15 high schools, a big district, who wanted so much extra. And that call when I told them that we didn't want to do their business anymore felt so good. It's like I closed the studio in their area and I said, explaining to them why we can't make money with all of the things they were asking us to do was very gratifying.
Good for you. Good for you. And that the lessons that you'll share, I'm certain, will bring home that message.
Yes.
Because we need to know what we're giving away at all times.
Right. And the tools and I'll share all the tools you need to calculate how much you're making and make those calls. Yes.
Fantastic. Scott, we really appreciate you for joining us, for volunteering to speak, and we do look forward to seeing you. I'll bring you guys all back on stage, but I'm going to get to Greg Light. Greg, how are you, sir?
I am good.
Talk to us. The label says Bodmer Price. Who is Bodmer Price, and what are you going to share with us?
Sure. So this will be on Friday morning at 8 a.m., which is always dangerous having first thing in the morning when people are in Las Vegas. But Bodmer Price and Light, or Bodmer Price for short, is a business valuation firm. We do a ton of work with transition planning, succession planning, business valuation. And there's what is known as the silver tsunami going on right now, where there are literally millions of business owners around the United States that are reaching the age of retirement and need to start thinking about how they're going to transition out of their business. We help people with that a lot of the time with either estate planning, business valuation, merger and acquisition activity. And I am a past SPAC attendee, and I'm an owner of 2 studios on the sports side. So I'm going to share a little bit about what it was like for me transitioning into ownership of a studio and then a second studio, and how I juggle that with my day job. And that'll translate a bit to the idea of absentee ownership of a studio. I say absentee as I was sitting here doing payroll while I was waiting to be brought to the stage. So just going to talk about all of those sorts of things. In my world, we talk a lot about how there's 2 different things that people do. They work in their business and they work on their business. Everything that most of the speakers so far, besides maybe Joel, have mentioned are the critical things about working in the business. I want to talk more about working on the business and the things that can be done outside of the day-to-day that'll help set the business up for success and possible transition out when somebody's ready to retire or transition ownership to the next generation.
Incredibly valuable information, especially if it's coming from someone that has been within the industry. I think it's a different industry. It is a very different industry. You're absolutely right. There is a silver tsunami. There's other technological reasons that things are changing, economic reasons that things are in transition for many organizations. We've seen larger service suppliers transitioning and being bought and sold multiple times in a 5-6 year period. It's like, what? There's the new owner.
Yep.
So the information you're going to share, I'm certain, will be well received. We do thank you again for volunteering to speak and present. Again, the day and time of your presentation?
Friday morning at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Friday morning. Hoo-wee. That's the ones that are the go-getters, the ones that'll be up there for sure.
Right.
Good. Look, I'm going to pull everybody back on stage and let you share with us why you commit, and we can just roll it on through why you made the commitment to speak at the SPAC conference. Whoa, why am I getting a remove on there? Okay, there he is. Why did you choose to speak at the SPAC conference, knowing that, hey, there's other sessions that are going on, that sort of thing? Would you go ahead? Let's start with you, Greg. Greg?
I think that, yep, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think that what I'm speaking about is something that really gets overlooked. People get so in-depth in their business that they forget that there is going to be an end to their ownership of that business at some point in time. And the classic, phrase, failing to plan is planning to fail. And I want to help people plan.
Very good. Lenore?
I just love talking to people. I like getting outside and doing our little groups too, because I learn a lot from the outside groups. And my big thing is I love to walk the trade show, because I see something from someone and then all of a sudden I'm changing it into something that I want to do. So,
Okay, I'm going to go to our clackety clack keyboard warrior. Is that Bob? Are you typing, Bob?
No, I'm not typing, and I don't have the clack clack
Who
keyboard.
got the clack clack? I'm missing it.
I think it's Scott.
Scott, we're going to you next, Scott. Scott has a keyboard that clackety clacks. It sounds like, I said, a Selectric typewriter from the 1970s. Scott, tell us why you made the commitment to join us and to present.
No, it's such a positive industry. There's great energy out there in Vegas at this SPAC convention. I've actually only been going for maybe 6 years. Courtney convinced me from VIP that I had to go, and it's so fun and energizing, and that's why I'm speaking. It's meet people and share what we know, and I think what we do well. So
wonderful. Bob, talk to us.
Yeah, I just like to educate, and I like to share my knowledge, and I feel that if people are going to invest in their business by going to a conference, I want to be part of helping them learn and helping them take away something that will improve their business, make their life easier, make them more money.
Outstanding. Jason, you're with Suzette. So we're going to talk to both of you at once almost.
No,
Go
it's
ahead,
with me.
please.
I'm with Lenore.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I think it's a great atmosphere. It's great to be around the people that use the products and stuff and hear all the stuff from them directly. And like I said, just try and educate people on the things that they can do and how not to be scared of stuff, even though it's something they don't normally do. Show where you can find tutorials and just ways to make those things and make more money with all those crazy products.
And I think that you just nailed one of those little secrets that folks that don't attend don't realize. And that is you actually get direct contact with the distributor, the vendor. It's not on the end of a phone call talking about a product. You're actually able to oftentimes put hands on to see and to figure out how to integrate that product into whatever we're doing on this end. So thank you for sharing that piece of information. Hey, Joel, share with us why you decided to go forward with being a volunteer at the conference.
Like some of the others, I really love helping and educating photographers because I struggled for years in my business until I worked out the mindset and business strategies to succeed. So I love helping and sharing that with other people. And conferences are great. You get to meet people at the bars and the trade shows and really have some great conversations as well.
It's so lovely how we talk about bars before trade shows. But don't feel guilty because we've been doing that for a long time. Suzette.
Well, I just love to help people and teach. This is my 11th year teaching at SPAC. Most of the time I teach on lighting and posing. This is the first time I've done a sales class, but I've been doing consulting a few years, and the sales is just so amazing. So I'm super excited to share what I've learned. Some things we don't have control over. Like at the studio I'm working summers at, we're down 100 seniors in the school. So our number of seniors that we can do has dropped by a considerable amount. We have no control over that. We only have so many contracts. What do you do with that? Well, it's the sales. And we figured out how to raise the sales, and we did not drop in our sales when we dropped by 100 seniors. So that gives us power back when we have no control over what the schools do or the number of students. And, we need that. So anyway, I do want to mention that my class is not the first class, but the second class. It is January 2nd on Thursday from 9:15 to 10:45.
Hold on. Not January 2nd.
22nd.
Thank you.
January 22nd.
All right.
But I am going to be doing one of the very first things, and I wanted to remind you that I'm doing the Valley of Fire excursion, which was super awesome last year. And it's an all 12 to 5 thing on Tuesday the 20th. So I hope you guys can join me.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal one, and you did a phenomenal job. Hey, Robert, I don't know what you might have to say about why you keep coming out of Canada, but you've been coming for a long time.
Well, I would say, first and foremost, spending time with the community. It's a pretty tight-knit community, and getting a chance to meet all our friends and partners and customers. It's awesome. I love to share. I love to teach. I always felt that sharing what we do, where we're successful, makes the industry better. And like everybody says, a rising tide floats all the boats. So I think that's one of the mission of SPAC, is to make the industry stronger. We can all win this thing together, and that for me is the winning ticket for SPAC.
You bought the whole thing, didn't you? That's exactly correct. All tides rise on a rising sea. And so how do we figure out how to make this sea rise? And that's what we've been doing for many years. Scott, I think you're the last one that we're going to ask to share with us. Did I already get you? You're on mute. You're muted.
I said you already got me. I'll talk again if you want me to.
Okay, no, did we get everybody? I just want to make sure we got everybody. Hey, you guys, I want to really thank you for joining us for this short, little synopsis of what you're going to be talking about. Folks, sign up for them or sign up, make your schedule. Use the Whova app. Corey told me to remind you about the Hoover app. If you've already registered, you've already got a link to your own personal Hoover app that you can set up scheduling. You're able to interact with people now before the conference, set up meetings and set up your agenda for which sessions you're going to go to. Also, be aware, those excursions that we have scheduled, one to the Red Rock, what is it called? The
Valley of Fire.
what is it?
Valley of Fire,
which is Red Rocks, which gives us a phenomenal background. It could be a little chilly. It's January in the desert. However, it's a beautiful environment, and they'll have a couple of models there with beautiful flowing dresses that'll be able to be used. And I think that Panasonic is actually one of the sponsors, if not the sponsor, for that actual event. So you can always register online at the same place you registered to go to the conference. You can go ahead and add that if you'd like. Also, we've got the neon lights, so the signs, historic signs of Las Vegas. And if you've been around a while, or if you've seen things, pictures of old signs from the old casinos, and we're talking about the Sahara, the Dunes, the Riviera, and why do I know all of these things? The Imperial Palace, a whole lot of old businesses, old casinos. They've kept all of those signs and created a graveyard of neon signs, and they're electrified, so they light up. Many of them light up at night, so it's just another one of those excursions. And the third one that we have is at Top Golf, and that's going to be, we've got a whole floor at Top Golf. Those people that like to golf, or even if you don't like, coming would be great. We've got a great sponsor for that. And of course, there'll be drinks and there's food and that sort of thing. And longest drive, Chris Garcia and Mike Norkin are the two people that handle that. They are two active associates, and they'll be making sure that things go right for that. You can join us at any one of those three on Tuesday, the day before the conference. On Wednesday, remember, we have the workflow walkthrough, which is going to have multiple stations with cameras and lights and computer software and tethering and Bluetooth tethering and just a host of things. You'll be able to do hands-on testing and looking at and asking questions right there during that workflow walkthrough. That's tough. I want everybody to say it at the same time. Workflow walkthrough.
Flow walkthrough.
And then, okay, embarrass me. And then Thursday, we kick off the real educational classes during the day that on that day with presentations all day long, Friday all day, Saturday for most of the day. And remember, our conference fee includes most of your meals. We're serving lunch. Where? In the trade show. Why? We want you there. One of the things we have to be very conscious of, we need to support our vendors because our vendors help make this thing happen. We have the best price conference in the industry, and it's as a result of our vendors giving us that support. So I'm going to sign off. We're done with this one. See the SPAC webpage if you haven't reserved your place already to be at our conference. Don't forget to book your hotel room. Remember, we have minimum bookings that we have to fulfill as a part of the deal with the hotel, or we end up paying for the rooms, and we don't like paying for rooms. We have not had to do so in the past. We hope not to have to do so in the future. So until we meet again, folks, thank you everyone for joining us at this time. We really appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
you.
See you in Vegas.
Bye.